Hey there, I was listening to Spotify today and I came across this band called We the Kingdom. And I was listening to the album, which is really good by the way, and they have a song on there called God is on the Throne. And it's a really cool progression that they've got for the song. So this video, I'm just going to show you how to play the chords both on electric guitar and acoustic guitar. So first, I'm going to show you how I play on my electric guitar, and then I'll grab my acoustic and I'll show you how to play more open chords with the same progression. Alright, so this song is in the key of D, and you're going to use some major 7th chords. So if you're not familiar with those chord shapes, I encourage you to, Google G major 7, D major 7. The song starts off with this little pentatonic lick, right? So you could do that into that first chord, and our very first chord is D major 7. Then we're going to go to an F sharp dominant. Okay, so you could play it up here or here. Then it goes to a B minor. Okay, now we're going to do a 2, 5, 1, which is A minor to D7 to G major 7. Okay, and then they do this bass walk down, which is G major 7, D with F sharp in the bass, E minor, that's another E minor, and then this is a cool chord. It's G, so G, B, D, the triad here, with A in the bass. Okay, so it's like a suspended dominant chord, and then you go back to D major 7. There are spots where they add the E7 before going to the last A chord. Usually, like in the chorus, they'll play it regular, E minor to the A, and then the second time through the progression, they'll do E7, A, okay? Alright, so I'm going to play through that progression again, and the second time through the progression, I'm going to add that E7 before I go to the 5, so you can get a feel for what that sounds like. And so, you can add stuff. You can add stuff from the pentatonic, right? That type of stuff. I'm going to add a half diminished substitute to this dominant chord here, the F sharp dominant. So what's cool is that kind of adds more momentum. So you could probably add that like on verse 2, right? And then it goes B minor, and then, right, you could kind of add some more bass movement there. The walk down, you could play like that. You could resolve it there, right? Or you go. But just make sure you end on the chords that you're supposed to end on. Alright, so that kind of sums it up how to play it on electric. Now let's switch to acoustic guitar. Okay, so here's how I would play it on acoustic, and I would use more open chords, right? So instead of this bar chord here, I would use a standard D major guitar chord. You could do D major 7 and just bar the 2nd fret, but it's probably easier on your fingers to just use the regular D chord. Now, instead of using just a F sharp major bar chord, what you can do is use this like open sounding F sharp dominant chord. So it's like an E, a standard E chord, but I'm moving it a whole step up, and then I'm putting my first finger on the 2nd fret of the B. And then you can play the open E string, right? I probably wouldn't play the low E. But you could add your thumb to the 2nd fret if you wanted to, right? And then it goes to a B minor. So instead of a bar chord like this, I'm going to do this shape. So my first finger is on the 2nd fret of the A, the D string's open, my middle finger's on the 2nd fret of the G, and then my ring finger's on the 3rd fret of the B. And the low and E strings are muted. Right? Now it's going to go to an A minor, and you could play A minor or A minor 7, and then D or D7. It'd probably sound better if you did a D7 there. And then a G. Okay, and then this is a D chord with just F sharp in the bass. So it's kind of like that B minor shape, but now my first finger's on the low E string, 2nd fret. And I'm muting the A string there. You don't have to, but I think it sounds too much with the A string there. All right, and then it goes to an E minor 7 or E minor, and then you're going to play this A suspended chord. So it's like an A major chord, but you lift off your middle finger and slide your ring finger to the 3rd fret of the B string. And then you can put your middle finger back there to resolve it. And then that's it, you're back to D, right? So I think it's in the chorus and probably in the 2nd verse too, towards the end, that instead of playing an E minor to the A suspended, they play an E7. So it's like an E major chord, but then you lift off your ring finger. Right? All right, so I'm going to play that whole progression. The first time is with the E minor, and then when I repeat that progression, I'm going to use the E7 chord that we just played. So here we go. Right? And that is the whole progression on acoustic guitar. And like I said with the electric portion, you know, you can add free stuff, like I added the, and that made it sound more worshipy. I don't know. And then, you know, instead of, you can't really do the whole, half diminished sound with this. You could try it. Here's what that would sound like. It just doesn't really fit, in my opinion, with this, with that type of chord. I mean, it doesn't sound terrible, but it's kind of just an odd chord to jump to all of a sudden. So yeah, that's how you play the song. I hope that, you know, this tutorial was easy for you. You can definitely go back and watch it at half speed if that makes more sense to you. But let me know in the comments if you have any more questions about how to play this song or feedback for me. And yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys are able to have fun playing this song. See ya.